All right, so snook season is open in South Florida, and I got the itch. So I went through my tackle boxes at home. I don't do a lot of snook fishing, but we are gonna take a trip up to Jupiter here tomorrow. And just wanna make sure we've got an assortment of soft baits and lures. We're gonna try to net some mullet, but I don't have a lot in the artificial category. So follow me and take a peek at what we're gonna stick in the box here from none other than Bass Pro. All right, so really in my tackle check, the only thing that I have so far in my tray that I definitely want to use and plan to use tomorrow are some of the soft plastic, those NLBNs. As again, public service announcement, I'm not a big snook guy, but I know a lot of guys that are. I know those NLBNs are popular, so we've already got that covered. What I've grabbed here in the artificial aisle, I know that anybody who does a lot of inshore fishing, you hear a lot about the DOA, terrorize. This might be something along with these little artificial shrimp that, not necessarily in the inlet where we're chasing the mullet schools and that kind of stuff, but up in Jupiter, Loxahatchee River, there's a lot of mangroves and stuff like that in there. Don't know what to expect, but we may do a little casting around with these guys for some juvenile snook, tarpon, jacks, whatever the case may be. So let's keep moving. So if you've heard the phrase match the hatch before, you know what I'm talking about. If not, it's all about knowing the primary bait fish that are in the area that your target species are zoned in on a specific time of the year, and being able to match that hatch with whatever you're presenting to them, whether it's natural or artificial, right? So I don't know a thing about this product here, guys, no personal endorsement, but I know that we're chasing mullet schools, right? And hopefully we'll run into a lot of finger mullet. This bad boy here is, it's called a voodoo mullet. It's a plastic, it's a soft rubber artificial, and I can already see that there's some splits in the tail end of the mullet that should really help with that movement and that swimming motion of the bait to really make it look lifelike. Colors in the pattern almost look identical to a finger mullet. So we're gonna grab a couple of these and be ready to toss those out. In a light current scenario, this is not a real heavily weighted lure, so, but we'll have that on hand and hopefully we'll get to use it. All right, well, I'm not gonna take you through every stop, guys, because Bass Pro is definitely getting a lot of my money here today, because they have an amazing selection of artificials. And obviously it's hard to replace the effectiveness of a live bait, but it's also a lot of fun to cast and or hook these fish on artificial. So what I grabbed here is another soft plastic, a hoagie bait, almost like a crystal minnow color, which I love this color. I've had a lot of success with just artificials in general, freshwater or salt on this color. And again, this is going to be kind of doubling off of mimicking or imitating the mullet. This is going to be something that we'll use in the inlet off the beach in a current situation where as we're retrieving this, it can kind of rise and fall, flutter to the bottom. A lot of times those snook, in the case of a snook, will eat on that fall a lot of the time. So we're going to try to use these at times where maybe say the mullet pods are moving, we got to position ourselves, get the bait in front of a feeding tarpon or whatever the case may be, where there's 1,000 mullet around, and you just got to put a precise cast, put in front of his face and hope for a bite. So that's a handful of the rigs we're going to have in the arsenal. I'm pumped. I'm ready for tomorrow morning. We're leaving the crack of dawn. We're headed north for Jupiter. Join us for the ride and let's see what happens. Good morning from Jupiter, Florida, guys. We got Encore Light, the 17 whaler in the water. You guys have been asking for more videos. She's not been happy with me. She's been sitting in the driveway. So she's coming out of retirement. We got some small boat gang videos coming your way. Today's gonna be a little adventure and hopefully some education, definitely for me, maybe for you guys. So we're gonna see if we can maybe net some bait. We got a bunch of artificials and see if we can play around with some snook, a little bit of inshore stuff. Never fished inside Jupiter Inlet myself before, so I got a lot to learn, but that's the fun part. So beautiful day, life is good. Let's go find some fish. Came out Jupiter Inlet, looking around on the beach. Birds are always a great sign, guys. There's a whole flock of pelicans up here. They weren't dive bombing, but I knew they weren't here for no reason. We found some finger mullet right up here flipping on the beach, so go ahead and bump me forward, Jazz. See if we can. Oh, that's a good sign. All right, neutral. Ease back up in on that big push. Yeah, they're solid up there on the beach. Go ahead and push in. Keep pushing in. Way in. Turn the motor off for a second. Fire it up and back up. Oh God. That may be a few more than we want. Neutral. Oh God, not good for a bad bicep. I guess we got enough bait for today. Woo! Ugh. All right. All right, first rock bait going out. Just got a little throat hooked mullet. Try to get him to swim down. Just gonna drift outside of this school here. We just netted those baits on. And we had a couple of fish come up and busting some of those baits. Feeding on top, so we're going to see what happens. These mullet are a little, I was expecting to be net and finger mullet. These ones are real pretty silvers, but a little bigger. I'd like to have a slightly larger hook than I brought, but it's a circle hook, so we get a bite. Should do its job. All right, so We got two heavier duty spinning rods, fishing out of the rod holders with two live baits on them. One throat hooked, one kind of hooked in the anal vent, both trying to fish those down deep. And this is one of the NLBN swim baits, 3/4 ounce head. I think it's an 8/0 hook. Admittedly, guys, I'm a novice at all this. I know a lot of the guys that are super hardcore into snook fishing and all that. This seems to be a pretty popular bait, so bought an assortment of them before we came out, and just gonna throw this around while we're drifting. Mullet schools are popping all over the place, so feels good. You just need to get a bite. If you haven't seen any of our videos on the channel about how to build custom rods, just check it out. Really cool informational video, but these rods actually come from those videos, handmade by the one and only Randy Tao. And this is a nice little light action 8-foot spin. Mainly use it for bait fishing, but I thought it would be fun for casting some plugs and stuff too, so. The bait's showing up, but it doesn't seem like there's a lot of predators on them yet, you know? Fish on! The mullet school is just absolutely been going nuts here on the north side of the jetty, and outgoing tide's pushing hard. It's not easy. Pretty much one-man show with the camera guy and a bum arm, but I switched up to an 1.5 ounce NLBN, and I feel like in this current it's working better for us. Getting some good head shakes here. This is, I don't know, either feeling like either a jack or a snook. There you have it, jack. That's a full-grown one there. Woo. That hook was right where it needed to be. He wasn't going nowhere. You weren't going nowhere, Mr. Jack. So it's right where you are right now. Now, gotta get this freaking thing out. There we go. Jupiter Inlet, Encore Light. Guys, if you were wondering what was pushing all those mullet showers, pretty sure we got plenty of jacks in here making that happen. Great fight, light action, light tackle, 15-pound class rod, 30-pound fluorocarbon leader, 1.5 ounce NLB in head, 5-inch skirt. And the best part for him, not the best part for the mullet, he's going back home. All right, guys, well, all I can say, it was an epic day. Glad to put the old girl back to work. Obviously didn't catch a bunch, caught that one nice jack, but got to see some super cool stuff. And I think we're just a little early on the kickoff to the fall mullet run, but as you can see, outside of Jupiter, they are there and in full force. So cool to see Mother Nature doing what she does, and that slow-mo footage has got to be super sick. Hope you guys enjoy that. Got to see a few tarpon and just enjoy being out on the water today, having a great time. So we're going to do lots more with the whaler this fall. So anything in particular you want to see, drop a comment below and let us know. And God bless. We'll see you for the next Fish Blue Water video.